Hey folks, Eric Gill, Jarhead here. So which one of these pressure washers do I use or prefer? That's what this video is about today. I'm going to tell you why I use the one I do and what I think of them both. So first of all, we've got the Ryobi 1800 psi pressure washer, and we've got a Craftsman 1700 psi pressure washer. They look to be manufactured in the same plant. They're very similar. There's a few differences between the two of them, and I'm going to go over those real quick with you. We've got the Craftsman. Craftsman was a good name, right? Used to be a good name. It has actually a pretty nice carrying handle that you can wrap the cord around. I like that. That's very nice. Nice and neat. Versus the Ryobi, it doesn't have a way to wrap the cord around the handle. It's just got the strap. They both have a strap, but this one, that's all it's got. There's nothing else there, okay? On both of these, the on-off switch is on top, almost identical. With the Craftsman, you've got your water inlet on the side, got a little screen there, and then you've got your pressure output on the other side here. And it holds your extra tip in the side. On the Ryobi, you've got your hose inlet on the back side. You've also got your carrying spots for your extra tip on top. Output is on the front side. Okay, so that's a little different. Otherwise, if you look at these two, they look to be almost identical. All right, so first, we've got the wand on the Craftsman. It's a two-part wand. If I remember correctly, you just twist it and pull it off. I bought this one in, oh gosh, around February, early February, mid-February of this year. This wand is almost identical to the Ryobi wand. If you look at them, they're very, very similar. There's only one difference beside the body itself, and that's in your connection right here and the type of metal. The Craftsman looks to be some sort of chromed metal, no big deal. On the Ryobi, it looks more like brass. It's not. And it has like a plastic insert. There isn't one on this one. Other than that, they're basically the same. The ends pop off the same. This one goes on the back side where it can fall out a lot of the time. This one, same thing. It looks the same, different color. Goes on top. You carry it like that, and there you go. Otherwise, they're the same. The Craftsman high pressure hose, it looks like a stainless braided hose, stainless steel braided hose with a plastic outer sheath. Seems like it would be a good hose. The Ryobi's is a 2,000-pound non-braided rubber hose. It's very loose. Seems to have similar connections. Though one thing that I've noticed is that on the Ryobi, kind of a light brass color. On the Craftsman, it looks like bronze. We'll talk about that in a minute. Differences between the hose. This one's very, very stiff. This one isn't. I like this one better. It's really flexible. I like that. This one could be stronger maybe, but I like this one better. Okay? Now, when I used this, I used it about 6 times, 5 or 6 times. Seemed to produce good pressure. Seemed to work fine. It's always on. When I hit the on switch with the water fed to it, it fires up and it stays running the entire time it's in use. You have to turn it off for it to turn off. I don't know that that's a big deal, just an observation. However, right off the bat, I had trouble screwing the connector onto the outlet. Then one day, I couldn't get it on. And I fought and I fought and I fought, and I realized it had been stripped. I don't know how, honestly. It just never fed right to begin with, and I think it was a manufacturer's defect. I actually had to cut the end of the screw connection off with a hacksaw and file it and work it in order to get it to work. So I don't know if you can see that, but cut that off and I've taped it up. Not impressed. I had to chase the threads on this to get this connector to fit, and I always had trouble with it. It was just constant problems. So I've used this one 4 times now. This one 5 or 6. This one 4 times. Never had a problem with it at all. Screws in fine, comes off fine. When this one runs, you feed the water to it, get everything set up, turn it on. It turns on, starts to run, but if you're not using the wand to pressure wash something, it shuts off. And it fires back up whenever you engage the wand. So it's like it's got a pressure sensor inside of it to tell it to go ahead and kick on or kick off. So it kicks the pump on or off, dependent on use. This one, the pump came on, stayed on the entire time. Between the two of them, this one's a little more powerful. Connectors seem to be better. Handle's not as good as the Craftsman. The cords are the same, probably the same length. Nothing there that I can see. This one shuts down when not in use. This one does not. Wands are the same. Screw connection on the Ryobi appear to be better quality. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with these here, and I'm gonna run it through a test, and I'll demonstrate that to you. So first thing, let me get the Craftsman ready to go. Oh, wait. Honestly, folks, that's about it for the comparison, and I'm going to show you how this Ryobi works, because frankly, that Craftsman, it quit working on me. I used it that 5 or 6 times, then one day I pulled it out. I wanted to wash off the sawmill, pulled it out, hooked it all up, and I fought with it, and I fought with it, trying to get the dang hose connection on. I finally got the hose connection on, barely. It hooked up the wand, it stripped immediately. It had been a problem to begin with, so I took it in, I cut off the end of the nut, just about not even a 1/4 of an inch. Screwed it on nice and tight, got it on tight after that, chased the threads, got everything cleaned up, got it on nice and tight, turned it on, no water pressure. And I messed around and messed around and messed around, and I could not get it to work, so I took it back to Lowe's where I bought it. I thought, well, maybe they got a good exchange policy. I could take it back in, get another one, try another one out, see what happens. I got there, they said, nope. Returns are only 30 days. If you want to get it fixed or replaced or whatever, you got to go to the manufacturer. You got to register it and then go to the manufacturer. And I thought, really? Well, that's crazy. So I brought it home and I said, out of heck with it. I got online, I looked around. The Ryobi had good reviews, same price, probably made in the same factory. So I went and I bought that one. Home Depot had the same policy, 30 days, otherwise you got to go to the manufacturer. And I thought, well, I hate to waste another $100, but I needed one, and I don't need a real powerful pressure washer. So I went ahead and I picked that one up, and I used it. And so far, every time I've used it, it worked fine. Now, today, we're going to find out if it still works, because right before filming this, I dropped it off the top of the lawnmower there, taking it apart to set it up for you to see it. So I'm going to set it up, and we're going to find out if it still works. There you have it, folks. That flexible hose is easy to kind of flick around things. The stiffer hose on the Craftsman, not so much. I dropped it. It seemed like it wasn't going to work. And then I just reset it, and oh look, it started working again. And you can see how it shuts down when you're not using it. And then as soon as you press the handle to spray some more power, boom, away it goes. So worked good. Well, now I will tell you, on the sawmill, it's not something I do regularly. It's not really recommended, but sometimes you got to do it. But afterwards, you really got to lube it up, clean it up. There you have it. If it were me and I knew this, I'd buy this green one and give it a chance, see how it goes. That's 5 uses. Still works. The other one, I said 5 or 6. I think it's really 5. I'm going to use this again. I'm going to go ahead and use it on the deck on the rear of the house so that I can get it cleaned up. That'll be use 6, and if it breaks on me for use 6, I'll let you know. But I got a feeling, hey, I did the drop test, survived the drop test. So there you have it. Ryobi 1800 psi. It works good. Also comes with a soap bottle. They both do. I haven't had a need for it yet. I could see using it to wash my Jeep or something like that. But otherwise, you saw what I did with the Craftsman? That's what I think. And I will tell you, I'm not sponsored by either of these companies. No one's paying me to do this. I'm just telling you what I think, right? You own a sawmill or something like that that you need to clean, but you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. You spend $100 on a pressure washer. You want it to work more than 5 or 6 times. Well, that Craftsman didn't do it for me. $100 down the drain. Spend another $100 on the Ryobi. Seems to be doing a much better job. I like it a lot more. So hats off to Ryobi. That's a good little machine right there, and I'm going to put it to use. Alright folks, there you have it. 6th use. Now I got another one to go yet. That little Ryobi's working good. So I would say it's definitely surpassed the Craftsman, which crapped out on me, so there you go. I'm liking it. I felt like I had more pressure today too, and I think that's just a function of which tap I'm pulling the water off of, or the hose. But definitely got into a little better pressure today. Felt great. It's awesome. Got the deck mostly cleaned off. Got a bit of work to do yet, but that's all I got for you now. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it. The old Jarhead out.